Chosen ones, you are destined to become the wealthiest in your family. Financial freedom is right at your doorstep. What I'm about to share may surprise you, even shake you, but if you're watching this right now, it's no coincidence. Something immense is stirring in the atmosphere. An electric current charging every dream of abundance you've ever held. It's summoning you to rise higher than ever before, to claim the riches the universe has meticulously aligned in your favor. No more holding back. No more teetering between faint hope and mere survival. This is your rallying cry, your divine invitation to step into the wealth that's meant for you. Your time in the shadows has ended, and a surge of prosperity is rushing toward you, unrelenting, mysterious, and undeniably yours. If your spirit brims with the urgency of this moment, like this video, subscribe, and comment 77 feet below to declare you are ready to embrace the unstoppable transformation rushing into your life. Chapter 1. The Breathe Before the Gold Rush. For the longest time, you sensed a tremor beneath your everyday struggle, a pulse that insisted you were meant for something more. Even on days when the bills piled up, when every pay stub seemed woefully small, a spark in you refused to be extinguished. Something in your core whispered that you wouldn't just make ends meet, you would thrive. And not merely thrive, but soar beyond the ceiling of what anyone in your bloodline has ever achieved. Now that spark is about to detonate into a full-fledged gold rush. In the hush before a storm, everything goes eerily still. Similarly, you might be feeling a pause right now, a sense that the chaos of your former financial limitations has quieted for just a moment. This is not a coincidence. It's the universe catching its breath before unleashing the biggest break of your life. You might question, why indeed? But the more apt question is, why not me? For too long, you believed only certain types of people were destined to amass wealth. If anything, the illusions around money are about to shatter for good. Perhaps you grew up hearing half-truths about money, that it's the root of all evil, or that prosperity is for the cunning and the cutthroat. But deep within, you knew that was never your story. You sensed that wealth in the right hands can become a force of good, a means to uplift loved ones, to invest in meaningful causes, and to break generational curses of lack. This day is your pivot point, from those illusions to the bright reality of unstoppable earning power and unstoppable generosity. Yet let's be clear, stepping into the role of the richest in your family won't be a mere stroll. It requires a fundamental shift, not just in your bank balance, but in your mindset. The doubts might whisper, you will fail, or they'll resent you. But you can't afford to let such voices override your call to abundance. The challenges that accompany big money, jealousy from those you once leaned on, or your own fear of losing it all, are simply tests to ensure you wield wealth with wisdom. And you, dear chosen one, were born to pass these tests. When the gold rush begins, it can feel surreal. Simple transactions swell into game-changing possibilities. Someone might see a spark in your idea and hand you the capital you need. A job offer might appear out of nowhere, skyrocketing you to a pay grade beyond your wildest guess. This is the breathe before the flood, the hush before you realize that nothing about your life will ever be the same. Embrace it. Let the magnitude sink in. Because once the wave breaks, you'll be launched into a higher echelon, leaving behind forever the smallness you once accepted as normal. Chapter 2. The End of Scarcity Mentality. When you're used to pinching pennies and cutting corners, the idea of abundance can seem almost alien. You might have formed habits of scraping by, clinging to meager resources and assuming that was the best you could do. But now, in this cosmic upshift, you realize that such a scarcity mentality has been the real prison all along, not your circumstances. Scarcity robs your spirit of innovation, trapping you in a loop of not enoughness. Today, that loop shatters beneath the weight of your newfound destiny. To truly break free, you must confront the ghosts of your financial past. Moments you felt shame paying for groceries, or those nights your mind couldn't quiet with the anxiety of mounting bills. Let them rise in your memory, not to haunt you, but to be recognized for the illusions they are. In acknowledging them, you reclaim the power that was siphoned off when fear took the driver's seat of your life. You step out of victimhood and into mastery, consciously choosing to walk a path where money flows like a supportive ally, rather than a tormentor. Yet rewriting your mindset doesn't happen by waving a magic wand. It's an ongoing conscious effort to see possibilities instead of limits. Each time you find yourself hesitating to invest in a dream or doubting if you can afford something, ask whether that hesitation is rooted in genuine logic or a leftover script from your old life. Day by day, you replace those limiting scripts with an unstoppable affirmation. I am worthy, and I attract the resources to live out my grand vision. And your vision doesn't have to be selfish. In fact, the more you align your ambitions with the betterment of others, the faster the resources flow your way. A teacher who invests in an educational platform, a dreamer who sets up a community space for underprivileged youth, or an artist who shares their creativity with the world. These are the types of expansions that the universe loves to fuel. Scarcity tries to say, focus on yourself first, but abundance counters with, lift others and you lift yourself too. Something extraordinary begins to happen once you embrace this new stance. The guilt around aspiring for wealth dissolves, replaced by the conviction that your success can catalyze positive change around you. People might comment on how your aura seems lighter, how your presence feels more assured. That's the energy shift from scarcity to abundance. It radiates through every choice. From how you spend your free time to how you communicate in a meeting, it's the difference between playing it small and blazing a trail so bright that others can't help but follow. This chapter ends with a simple truth. Scarcity, once your shackles, is now the stepping stone to your metamorphosis. By dismantling the old illusions of lack, you open a limitless horizon where love, prosperity, and the grandeur of your destiny intersect. So stand tall, dear chosen one, for the cloak of scarcity is lifted, and with it, your wings unfold, eager to launch you into realms of financial freedom you once believed were for others, never for you. Now, they're yours for the taking. Chapter 3. The Magnetism of Bold Action. Anyone can dream about financial freedom, but few dare to back their visions with fearless action. It's one thing to daydream about leaving your family's financial struggles behind. It's another to roll up your sleeves and do whatever it takes to create a new legacy. This is the juncture where many give up, intimidated by the magnitude of the leaps required. But you, chosen one, are not many. You possess a fierceness that defies the ordinary, and now is the time to unleash it fully. Consider the word bold as your new rallying cry. Bold in seizing opportunities that once intimidated you. Bold in speaking up when you'd have once silenced your genius. Bold in network building, forging alliances with people who see your luminous worth. Whether it's launching a startup, investing in a property, or even moving across the globe for a chance that resonates with your heart, these leaps carry the spark of unstoppable potential, only if you stand firm in your conviction. There's a magnetism in boldness that conventional wisdom struggles to explain. Take the entrepreneur who invests her last savings into a venture everyone else thought was insane, only to watch it explode into a phenomenon that changes her family tree's trajectory forever. Or the artist who abandons the safe route to follow a calling that resonates with an entire generation, birthing not just wealth but a cultural impact. Their success might appear sudden, but it's birthed from unwavering commitment to an audacious move. A move that you too are on the brink of making. Of course, bold action conjures up fear. Your mind will warn you of potential failures or the shame of falling on your face. That's natural. Yet remember, every breakthrough narrative is woven with risk. If your vision doesn't summon a heartbeat of panic, it's probably too small to upend the generational cycles that have shackled your lineage to average outcomes. Your leap doesn't have to be perfect, just honest and propelled by the unstoppable force of your faith in the realm of infinite possibilities. And guess what? Bold action doesn't guarantee immediate, picture-perfect results, but it transforms you. From within, morphing you into someone who greets challenges with cunning resilience rather than timid resignation. Each step you take in fate stokes your internal furnace, forging a spine so robust it can bear the golden crown of being the richest person in your family. Money is a byproduct of your unstoppable spirit, not the other way around. So let the world call you reckless if they must. Let them whisper behind your back. In the silence between their doubts, you'll find the clarion ring of your calling. The seeds you plant in these bold moments will bloom into an orchard of abundance beyond your wildest calculations. When that orchard bears fruit, the same naysayers may come begging for your wisdom or marveling at your luck. But you know better. It wasn't luck but courage that led you here. That courage is the beating heart of this entire journey, guiding you from ordinary to the realm where financial freedom is not a dream, but a living reality. Chapter 4. Discerning allies on the path. As your fortunes shift, be warned that not everyone will celebrate your meteoric rise. Some may quietly root for you, while others, threatened by your ascent, might attempt to pull you down. This is the paradox of breaking the mold. You become a beacon to some and a target to others. Therefore, you must hone a keen sense of discernment about who walks beside you in this new era of prosperity. Look around and ask, who genuinely celebrates your victories, no matter how small? Who shows up when you're grappling with self-doubt, offering encouragement instead of envy or sabotage? These individuals are your allies, the ones who see beyond the momentary shine of your success. They might be longtime friends who believed in you when you had little more than a dream, or new mentors who recognize the hunger in your eyes. Keep them close. Their energy, insights, and unwavering support will fortify you against the storms of sudden wealth. On the flip side, be prepared to encounter opportunists as you step into the role of family game changer, destined to amass greater wealth than anyone in your lineage. Some will see you as a ticket to their own unearned slice of success. They may dress up their interest in language of camaraderie or nostalgia, but deep down, you'll sense they're drawn by the glow of your ascending star. Trust your intuition. If an encounter feels off, like someone's trying to feed off your energy rather than uplift you, listen to that inner voice. Setting boundaries isn't cruelty, it's self-preservation. Even more subtly, you may detect envy in those you once counted as companions. Perhaps they've known you through lean years and cannot reconcile the unstoppable force you've become. When you share your good news, watch how they respond. Do they brighten with genuine excitement, or does a flicker of resentment cloud their gaze? Let that question guide you as you decide who earns deeper access to your plans and vulnerabilities. A circle of true supporters, no matter how small, can amplify your momentum. A wrong ally can derail months or even years of progress. This chapter of your rise isn't just about acquiring wealth. It's about forging a circle of trust that fortifies your spiritual and emotional well-being. As your influence grows, so do the responsibilities weighing on your shoulders. A strong support network helps you navigate these responsibilities, offering frank counsel when your vision drifts or stepping in to handle tasks so you can stay focused on the horizon. Align yourself with those who share your core values: loyalty, resilience, an insatiable thirst for growth, and a conviction that your success lifts everyone involved. In their company, you remain rooted in humility and generosity, reminding you that this journey toward financial freedom is as much about building a legacy for others as it is about personal gain. With your circle curated and your heart open to real connections, you stand that much stronger as you march forward, unstoppable in your quest to redefine what's possible for your entire family line. Chapter 5. Embracing the New You. Transformations are rarely gentle. As you stride deeper into the realm of wealth and possibility, you might barely recognize the reflection you see. Someone confident, unstoppable, blazing with the radiant energy of a chosen one stepping into their own. Part of you might miss the older, simpler version of yourself. Yet you cannot regress. Each moment in this new life calls forth an identity that resonates with your awakened status as the soon-to-be richest member of your lineage. Embracing this new you may involve shedding old behaviors you once used for comfort. You might no longer have the same appetite for casual negativity or time-wasting habits that do nothing to elevate your soul or your craft. The nights of dull routine that lulled you into acceptance are replaced by purposeful evenings spent strategizing, creating, or self-reflecting. Even your leisure time acquires a new texture, geared toward refueling the unstoppable engine of your higher calling rather than pure escapism. It's natural to feel a sense of mourning for the you left behind. You might recall the simpler illusions you held, the beliefs that you were only meant to scrape by. Now that you stand on the precipice of rewriting your entire family's financial legacy, the magnitude can weigh heavily on you. But realize that the older identity was merely a placeholder, a chrysalis protecting the being you were meant to become. That chrysalis must break, or you remain forever confined to half your potential. Self-love becomes non-negotiable. This is not about indulging in arrogance, but about accepting that you are worthy of every blessing flowing your way. Past failures or rejections don't negate your worth. They are stepping stones that shape the unstoppable spirit now blooming in you. Love yourself through the awkwardness of each new leap. Love yourself enough to say no to the opportunities that don't align with your mission. Love yourself enough to risk stepping into spaces that once terrified you. Love yourself enough to let go of anyone or anything that tries to stifle your newfound brilliance. And do not doubt for a moment that the world notices the metamorphosis. People may approach you differently, sense the charge in your voice when you speak about your goals. Some will want to learn from you, to drink from the wellspring of wisdom your trials produced. Others may try to tear you down, unsettled by the audacity of your growth. Let their judgments bounce off the unshakable core you've built. You're done living up to anyone's expectations but your own, and the ones set for you by the cosmic design that singled you out for greatness. Embracing the new you also means living in gratitude for every step, the heartbreaks, the dark nights, the fleeting joys. Each piece contributed to the masterpiece unfolding in real time. You stand now a testament to resilience, a vessel for unstoppable wealth that will not only bless you, but ripple outward through your family tree and beyond. The transformation is not final. It's continuous, evolving each time you answer the call to become more. Yet it's also a birth into the light of day that you once only dreamed you might reach. Chapter 6. Anticipating the next surge. So you find yourself in the new reality, where your previous limits seem laughable, and the abundance you once saw as distant fantasy is now setting up residence in your bank account, your relationships, your day-to-day life. The story might feel complete at this point. What more is there after stepping into a life-altering shift? But a chosen one's journey doesn't hit a plateau. The next surge of expansion beckons, waiting just around the bend. And it could arrive at any moment. This surge isn't about restless discontent. It's about the nature of your calling, which demands continual evolution. Financial freedom isn't an endpoint. It's an enabler. It frees you to dream bigger, to take on grander projects, to leave a more profound imprint on the world. Perhaps you'll be called to mentor others who walk the road you've so triumphantly traveled. Or maybe a compelling cause stirs your heart, prompting you to use your new resources and influence to ignite large-scale change. Each new possibility, each new spark of vision marks the next wave that you can choose to ride or ignore. Yet ignoring the surge is never truly an option. The same restlessness that once propelled you beyond your old circumstances now pushes you to channel your wealth toward resonant purposes. The appetite for impact grows alongside your ability to create it. This energy keeps life thrilling, an ongoing dance between your personal aspirations and the broader tapestry of needs you can address. When a chosen one neglects that synergy, complacency sets in, turning wealth into a stagnant pond. But when you embrace it, abundance remains a living spring, ever flowing, ever refreshing. Be vigilant, though, for the illusions that can creep in at this elevated phase. The belief that you've made it and need no further growth, or the temptation to insulate yourself from the real world in a cocoon of comfort. The universe has a way of shaking up such a stagnation. It might test whether you respond to new creative urges or philanthropic pulls, prompting you to expand your circle of influence. Standing still in the swirl of cosmic currents is rarely an option, for the tides of destiny continue to shift, reshaping the shores of your journey. Take joy in this forward momentum. It's a divine sign that your mission extends far beyond personal gain. People close to you, family members, friends, even those who once sneered, will see you as a beacon, proving that generational cycles of struggle can be demolished. In that sense, your next surge isn't just yours. It belongs to everyone who's inspired by your victory. Everyone who sees hope reflected in your leap from rags to riches. You become a living testimony that no matter how entrenched the starting point, unstoppable ascension is possible. In anticipating this next surge, you turn your gaze from what you've already achieved to what remains breathtakingly possible. The vision flickers before you like a glorious new dawn, summoning not just your ambition, but your courage, your compassion, and your relentless drive to keep expanding. Another wave is forming. You can sense it. The question isn't if it will come, but whether you'll be ready to mount it and ride it to even greater frontiers of triumph. Chapter 7. Riding into the Legend. And so we arrive at a threshold that doesn't just mark an end, but an ever-widening horizon. You've stepped beyond your family's usual confines, soared past your own self-imposed boundaries, and found that wealth and freedom are not myths, but lived experiences bursting through your every moment. The world that once seemed so large and unyielding now bends and flexes in response to your unwavering spirit, acknowledging your rightful place among the ranks of those who rewrite destiny. Yet a question hums in the back of your mind. What next? It resonates not in nervousness, but in excitement. For as much as you've transformed, your soul insists there's more. More corners of the map to explore, more hearts to inspire, more generational curses to shatter beyond your own. The call of the unknown beckons, and you recognize it as the clarion you've been following all along. The call to embody the unstoppable energy of a chosen one in every facet of existence. You ride forward not on the fumes of doubt or desperation, but on the shining wings of self-belief. Money is your tool, not your master. Love is your engine, not a mere perk. And in this synergy of love and resource, you become a walking revolution, carving new avenues for those who come after. Perhaps your legacy will spark a movement in your community, or ripple across social media, or spawn innovative businesses that elevate entire demographics. The form matters less than the unstoppable impetus coursing through your veins. Your story is far from concluded. In fact, it's evolving with each breath you take, each stroke of boldness you apply to life's canvas. The world will watch, some in awe, some in envy, as you ascend to rarefied air. They'll recast you in legends, stories told around dinner tables or passed along in quiet conversations of how someone came from modest means and soared high enough to pierce the heavens. But you will come to understand this truth, that at your core, you are still the same steadfast soul who once stared into uncertainty and dared to summon light. The difference now is that you embrace your brilliance fully, without hesitation or apology. Your journey leaves a radiant trail across the pages of destiny, creating a path for future chosen ones who will look to you as a guide. You welcome them as kindred spirits, encouraging them to shatter their own limitations and reject the roles the world tried to force upon them. Because the story you're crafting isn't just your own, it's a gift to the collective. Proof that when one person rises, it becomes possible for all to rise, if they only listen to the call within. The saga moves forward at full speed, and you continue, unstoppable, bearing the banner of abundance, freedom, and unwavering belief in the promise of what's to come.